What are sentence completion questions of listening module? You want to understand how to score high in this part of listening section. In today's video, I'm going to tell you all the tips and tricks and strategies on how to deal with the sentence completion questions, so stay tuned. Hello everyone, this is your coach Priyanka Kapoor, and in today's video we are going to discuss everything about sentence completion questions of listening module. But before we start, if you've come here for the first time, please hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell icon so that you get an intimation on new lessons. If you like this video, then don't forget to share it and hit the like button. So coming back to the lesson, today I am going to tell you everything about sentence completion. This lesson is going to help you in scoring higher score band in sentence completion kind of questions which come under the listening module. So now starting with, what is sentence completion? What are these kind of questions? So basically, sentence completion are the statements given to you in the listening module with blanks. There will be statement given to you and there will be fill in the blank in between or at the end of the question. So that's what exactly the sentence completion questions are. Now you have to understand here that sentence completion questions, the statements are not interlinked. That means your first statement can talk about something else and the other statement can talk about something else. Speed read your questions before the audio. That's what my first tip to you is for today's lesson, that you need to speed read your questions. Make sure that you are able to go through all the questions of sentence completion before your audio starts. That's very important because that way you already know what the questions are and you can focus more and better on listening and finding the answers. You are not reading the questions at that time. So one of the most important tip is read your questions before you start listening to your audio. Now the next point is no link in the sentences. As I already mentioned here, in sentence completion questions, they're very different from other kind of questions. Like in my previous lesson, you must have seen for form filling questions, I mentioned that everything is interlinked. So everything is in a sequence and everything is interlinked. So you need to understand that these questions, that is sentence completion, are different. Now your first sentence can probably talk about an admission procedure, but maybe your second statement talks about something else. So they are not linked together. Every statement is different. Next point is predict your answers. It is very important. I have been saying this in almost all the lessons of listening section, that predict your answers. Why is it important? Because it makes your task easy and it helps you to score better. Now when I talk about predictions in sentence completion, what do I mean by that? Let's see an example. Admission to Purdue University requires a great deal of dash. This is your statement and this is your question. Now what do I understand when I read this question? I understand that admission to the Purdue University would require a great deal of, there has to be a skill which has to come here. Maybe commitment, dedication, can be anything. So this is a skill they are talking about in this question. So that will make, this prediction is going to help me because when I am now listening to the audio, I know that they will be talking about some skills here which will help me to find out the correct answer. So that's what it makes you your task much easier. The next point is you cannot write synonyms. Exact words to be written. Now this is very important. Many a times what happens is students know what the answer is, but by mistake they write a synonym of that answer in the answer sheet. Now that is not going to give you any points. For example, let's say here in the same question, the answer they said was hard work. But instead of hard work, you write something else, some synonym you mention here in the answer. Though the meaning is same, but in that case also there will be no mark given to you because you have not written the exact word which they said in the audio. So it is very important that you do not write any synonyms here, but the exact words as you hear in the audio. Answers will be paraphrased in the audio. This is obvious. In every part of listening section I've been telling you that they will not be saying everything directly. For example, if the question is admission to Purdue University requires a great deal of dash. Now when you are listening to the audio, they will not say it in the same way in the audio. Audio will not be saying admission to the Purdue University requires a great deal of hard work. No, they can say it in a paraphrased way. Though admission to Purdue University is a prestigious thing, but definitely you cannot get through the university that easily. You would definitely require a skill set that demands hard work. Now this is also a way that they can probably say in the audio, but they mean the same thing. So you have to listen carefully, understand and figure out that hard work was the answer which I listened in the audio. So that's how the answers will be paraphrased. Very important, answers should be grammatically correct. Now even if your answer is correct, but if it's not fitting here grammatically, they will not give you any marks for that. So you have to make sure that the answer which you are writing, it grammatically fits here. If you are writing here hard working, it is wrong. Hard work, it is right. So grammatically it has to be correct. Listen carefully, they can confuse you. In fact, they will confuse you. So what do I mean by this? Many a times they will focus on the words which are mentioned in the question, in the statement. Now, the first thing which I want you to understand is don't focus on the words. Understand what they are talking. They may start by saying something about the admissions to the Purdue University, but then in the seconds, immediately once you feel, okay, this is the answer, they might switch over and talk a little bit in an elaborated way and then come back to the answer again. So that is how they are going to confuse you. They can pick up words from the statements, but answer might not be there. Answer might come in the third or the fourth sentence of the audio. So be careful and understand what exactly the answer is. Wrong spellings, no marks. So spellings you have to be really good at. If your answer is correct, but if you give a wrong spelling, no marks. Singular, plural, again very important. If your answer is supposed to be in singular, but you mention a plural answer, it's wrong. For example, let's say the answer was tree, but by mistake you have put an S here. So the tree becomes trees and the answer is wrong. So no marks even for this answer. So these are few tips and tricks and strategies which if you are implementing in sentence completion questions, definitely they are very scoring. And what the key point in every lesson is practice. Once you understand these, start practicing, practice more and more, and definitely listening is one of the very scoring module. You can score a very good score in this. So I hope this lesson helps you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do that right away and also hit the bell icon. Share this video if you find this useful. So thank you guys for staying here. Stay tuned for more video lessons.